So let's see how can we present our data. We can present our data in the shapes of tables or summary statistics, or we can present our data in some graphical formats like we can have some graphs or pictures. Generally, it is said that pictures they speak better than tables, and tables they speak better than sentences. So guys, try to generate good figures out from your data whenever you are doing that data analysis, because human eye is good at capturing the patterns from figures in a real quick time. So let's see how can we play our data and how can we present our data in this section. In summary statistics, we can use some statistics. We can use some numbers like minimum of our data, maximum of our data, or we can have a range, or we can present mean, mode, median, standard deviation, etc. So that gives you a general picture in reader's mind how does your data looks like. As I said earlier, graphs and charts, they are better representations. So bar charts are used to display frequency data from qualitative variables. So you have bars and their boundaries are not touching, so they are separate bars. We will look into a couple of examples coming in this section. In histograms, these bars they touch with one another so that the data is continuous. So they are a continuous transition from one class to another class in that data. Whereas in pie charts, we take those discrete variables with few outcomes. We can use it for them, but we can use it for any data. So in pie charts, we have shape of a pie where we can observe certain slices into different classes. So let's see how do they look like. We go with this example, the buses example, which we are taking in this lecture. So buses are late with some minutes, and we can have their frequencies. We can count how many buses are late by 1 minute, and we can say up to 10 minutes we can have their frequency table. So total there are 30 numbers in this data set, and these are their frequency tables. So let's plot them. So if we plot them in a simple bar charts, it looks like this. So we have, for example, the mod is 3. Then obviously after this, there are 8 buses which are 3 minutes late, and there are also another category where some buses, like 6 buses, are late 6 minutes. So overall our distribution, it looks like this. So this representation, guys, is called as bar charts. We have these bars which are distinct from one another. So we can use it for qualitative data. We can let these bars touch with one another. So in that case, it becomes histogram. So since in this data we have a continuous data, we have 1 minute, and then we have 2, and then we have 3 and 4 and 5. So there is a gradual increment. So in that case, we can better present it in this shape, which we call it as histogram. Sometimes we try to merge different distinct classes or categories, so where we can introduce the concept of class intervals. So here we can have intervals like 1 to 2. So anything between 1 minute, including 1 minute up 2 minutes, is put into that category. So we can put them together. So rather than having distinct numbers on our x-axis, we can define these different classes. So in that case, you have 1 to 2 minutes late, and 3 to 4, and 5 to 6, and 7 to 8, and 9 to 10. So when we put them together, it looks like this. So now the distribution is further, the data points are reduced, and we can observe the peaks are more since we have more numbers right now in each class or a category. We can present this data in the shape of a pie chart, where we can see this pie, the big share is where we have those 3 to 4 minutes late. So 12 individuals are there, or 12 buses are there. And then we can have, again, we can start from our class 1 where we have a slice which is relatively proportionate to its size. So and then we have a big slice over there, red one, where we have 12 minutes, and then we have 8, and then we keep on going towards these lower numbers. So that representation is where we can present our data in a shape of a pie chart. There is another fancy representation of the data which is called as box and whisker plot. So what we do here is we split the data into different quartiles, which is quartile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now obviously we divide the data into quarters, into 1/4. So we have lower 1/4, and then we have the middle ones, and then we have the top 1/4 of the value. So we divide the data into 4 different groups: the lowermost, and then the middle ones and the upper middle, and then finally we have the middle one, the top one. So that kind of representation is called as box and whisker plot. We will look into this arrangement or this organization in a next section. So our data can be presented by different summary statistics, or we can use different graphical objects.